Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and this is Reading Off My Shelf. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're already a subscriber, then thank you for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. It's amazing that people subscribe to my channel and like watching my videos. So as you can see from the title, I have another book haul, recent purchases. I don't do these necessarily monthly. Sometimes I feel like they go in a bit of a block where I seem to have a few within weeks of each other. It's just when I feel up to, well, not feel up to, but are ready to film one. And I thought I had some interesting books to show you, or pretty books to show you. So no particular order, I'll just show you. If there's a reasoning behind purchasing the book, for example, if I've seen it on anybody's channel, or if it's for a prize, or you know, if there's a reasoning behind it. So where do we start? Let's start with is it Rosalind O'Donnell, Nesting. This was longlisted for the Women's Prize for fiction. It didn't actually get shortlisted, which by all accounts, people talking maybe where they are more so on the booktube, and Jem and Charlie's plodalongs that they do to do with the book prize, the women's book prize. It's got really good reviews, and actually quite a few people were disappointed. So this, I believe, is where it says it's a Nesting is a haunting, deeply affecting debut, a gripping and unflinching. So it is, isn't it about the lady who leaves her husband, who is controlling her, and she takes the children. I believe that is it. It's set in Dublin. Yeah, so she makes a split-second decision that will change everything, grabbing an armful of clothes from the washing line. She straps her two young daughters into the car and drives away. Head spinning, all she knows for certain is that home is no longer safe. So I purchased that because it sounded interesting. Actually, have a look at the end pages there, and it's just a plain thing. So yes, but just purely because I've had such good reviews from watching the Women's Prize for fiction and people's recommendations, and I will try and remember to link Charlie and Jem's channels down below, and I believe Charlie's got a playlist of the plodalongs if you want to catch up with those. I got so I bought that one from Waterstones. This is a mixture of new and second hand. Matt Haig's The Life Impossible. So I was going to say, I'm not saying I bought the wrong book. I saw this is from Vinted. I'm trying not to lean on the table actually. I bought this from Vinted. Have read Matt Haig before. Did I read The Midnight Library? I can't recall, but I certainly have read them before. I think I've read The Midnight Library. I thought this was the one that is more non-fiction, but oh, lovely end pages and a lovely glittery cover. So I'm trying to have a look on the back whether it says whether this is fiction. What looks like magic is simply a part of life we don't understand yet. When retired maths teacher Grace is left a rundown house on a Mediterranean island by a long-lost friend, curiosity gets the better of her and she arrives on Ibiza with one-way ticket, no guidebook and no plan. Among the rugged hills and the golden beaches, Grace searches for answers about her friend's life and how it ended. What she uncovers is stranger than she could have dreamed, but no dive into the impossible truth. Grace must first come to terms with her past. Filled with wonder and wild adventure, this is a story of hope, life-changing power and new beginnings. I believe it is fiction. I do think it's fiction. I think the one I'm looking for, because I'm looking in the back of here, it might have been to How to Stop Time. I'm not sure. But yes, I have read My Hate before, so that still sounds good. I'm going to move this table ever so slightly because I think it keeps tapping against the tripod there. Bella Mackey's What a Way to Go. This is the author of, is it How to Kill Your Family? I think it was. It tells you on the front there, best-selling author of How to Kill Your Family. I didn't hate How to Kill Your Family. I thought it was okay, but again, like quite often happens with myself with being such a slow reader, and I'm always behind with everything, and I think I'd read it because of all the hype. I think How to Kill Your Family could be a little bit of a Marmite book, but I enjoyed the writing, and therefore when this again was on Vinted at a good price, I thought I'm going to try it. It was on my radar, and it says on the back, a shocking death, an inheritance at stake, bankrupt family, and a true crime obsessive on the hunt for fame. Still not over succession. A dysfunctional family with 4 inheritance obsessed children gives the Roy clan a run for its money with a murderous twist. The right side of spiky and the right kind of fun with huge personality. So that sounds interesting. Like I say, I didn't hate How to Kill Your Family, but again, I thought I read it maybe at the wrong time, as in, you know, behind all the hype. But I'm going to give that a go, and I did, as I say, buy it off Vinted at a good price. I'll go for these first. So again, always behind. In fact, I actually think I had the first book in this series, but I'm counting here, the 5th book's just come out, and you know, when I saw it and all the hype with the 5th book, which I'll come to later, spoiler, I decided to buy the box. Again, I bought it off Vinted, I think, either that or eBay. Again, I wanted to pay a good price for it. I think I paid about £13 or £14 for it, because looking on places like, oh, what's it called? I can't think what you call it. Certainly Waterstones, Amazon, and The Works, it was about £30, and I thought, am I going to be that excited about it? I didn't pick it up before, but I thought I'm going to try. If you haven't already guessed, it's the box set of The Hunger Games. So it's the Hunger Games collection by Suzanne Collins, yeah, and it's the first 4 books, I believe. Well, you can see there, very slight crack on these 2 because they've been read. Did say that in the description, but for £13 I thought can't go wrong, and I've got the first 4. This is, isn't it, it's dystopian, it's about the Hunger Games. I remember seeing the first film years and years ago. A lot of people rave on about this, and I'm going to give it a go. Because I didn't even pick the first book up, and I don't know if that was because I was put off. I was going to say put off with the movie. Again, I watched it, it was okay, I didn't see the hype, but reading tastes change and develop, and you know, something, I wasn't say something out of my comfort zone, but that kind of, although I have heard, is it the Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes isn't so good, but like I say, I wanted it for a good price. I didn't want to pay a silly price for it, and I like the fact it comes in the box. And I'm pretty sure you all know about the Hunger Games. I might, it'll take a long while, I might do a reading vlog. She says I wouldn't hold your breath on that fact, because it would take me ages to do. But yes, certainly do plan to read them. So with that in mind, let's jump straight to the other one. I'm just reaching over because it's at the bottom of the pile, and that's the Sunrise of the Reaping, the Hunger Games novel. So isn't this a bit like the 4th one? I could be wrong with the 4th one, which is a prequel. This is a story of one of the characters, which obviously means nothing to me because I haven't read the books. But I've heard when people have reviewed it, it's one of the stories, and it's just beautiful. Did I get sold because I saw the covers and likes of the end pages? to write. So I'm not going to read the synopsis at the front, because to be quite truthful, I haven't read The Hunger Games yet, but I do plan. But I now have the 5 books. This is just a Waterstones, I say standard edition, because I've just recently bought it. So yes, let's put that one on top of the hardbacks. We'll continue. In fact, most of them are hardbacks. Although, like I say, I do. Well, I get a mixture. I was going to say I get most of my books off Vinted. I don't. I get a mixture. I'm going to leave that one for a little while. That one there. I did get this from Vinted. Did the cover sell it to me? Yes. Do I really know about the book? No. Songlight. They are hunting those who shine. This is a Waterstones exclusive edition by Moira Buffin. This, isn't it? And the end pages. But I haven't said, I do sort of then check that, you know, I'll see something on my suggestions or recommendations on Vinted, and then I'll go and sort of Google this, you know, what the book's about. So don't be deceived by North Haven's. Don't be deceived by North Haven's prettiness, by its whitewashed houses and its sea views. In truth, many of its townfolk are ruthless hunters. They reveal those who have developed songlight, the ability to connect telepathically with others. Sorry. Anyone found with the sixth sense is caught, prosecuted and denounced. Welcome to the future. Lark has lived in grave danger since her own songlight merged. So yes, I'm not sure if it's young adult, possibly, but I thought it looked nice. As always, I don't sell these books very well, do I? This one was well, no, I was going to say purely a cover buy. This version of it was purely a cover buy. So again, for the women's long list, I think. I can't think offhand. I don't think it did get to the shortlist. One of the books I fancied. In fact, did it get to the shortlist? Oh, I can't remember. A Little Trickery by Rosanna Pegg. I think it didn't. I don't. Anyway, really fancied reading it, and I saw this version, which actually has a plastic cover on, like I say, Vinted, and I was sold. It's got pretty end pages. I think it's got a signature as well. It's got a signature and a number. I don't know if you can see that. I'll move my face that way. So mine's 1099 out of 1500. One of the 1500 copies signed by the author, August 2024. So yes, isn't this set? And of course it doesn't tell you there. It's historical fiction. And again, I feel it's medieval England, and it's about a young girl, isn't it? My one-time friend Maria did tell me once, make your own paradise, Tib, since this world is no sweet place for people like us. So, born a vagabond, has never had a roof of her own, but her mother has taught her that if you're not too bound by the big men's rules, there's many ways a woman can find shelter in the world. Now that her ma has died in a trick gone wrong, young Tib is orphaned and alone. So yes, but I've heard good things about it, and it was one that was on my radar. I had put it onto my library excuse me, library list. And so yes, but I then sorted on Vinted. I've also picked up, and this one from Waterstones, Beth O'Leary's Swept Away, Lost at Sea with Your One Night Stand, signed by the author. I'm never over that. I mean, it's lovely if it is signed by the author, it's a bonus, but I wouldn't necessarily just buy the edition signed by the author. I like the Waterstones, like limited editions where you get extra bits or nice end pages, etc. But yes. Oh, and we've got the end pages there and a nice blue cover. Do you know what? Beth O'Leary's another one where I've got some of her books, but I haven't actually read them. Or have I? I'm saying I haven't read her books, but I think I might have, you know. Oh, this is what I say inside. I read the Flat Share. Yeah, I have. I read the Flat Share. And so, I'm not over sure. Presumably, they're on... Lexi is looking for no strings attached fun with a stranger. She deserves one night for herself, doesn't she? Zach is looking for love, but for one night with a woman like Lexi, he'll break his rules. Sparks fly at a pub, one passionate kiss leads to another and they end up home. Oh, so they go stumbling home to the marina together. Next morning, hungover and shaken by an amazing night, Lexi is more than ready for Zach to leave. There's just one small problem. The houseboat, I love houseboats. I'd love to go on holiday on a narrowboat anyway. The houseboat they stayed on has been swept out to sea. That sounds really good. That sounds like catnip to me. I think, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like many a book, I buy them and then I think, oh, I really fancy that. And then I forget that I've got them. But that sounds great. I'd love, like I say, I'd love to go on a holiday within a house, on a narrowboat. That pace, anyway, but I know a lot of hard work. I have also got The War, A War to Be Won, The Hunt to the End, The Rebel Witch by Kirsten, is it Cronelli? Oh, I can't pronounce it. Wreck the names. I'm not going to read much on this because this is the second book to, it tells you there, book 2 in the Crimson Moth duology. I have the Crimson Moth, so I'm not going to read the back, but that, yes, I purchased the second book, which hopefully, as I often say it myself, will prompt me to read the first one, but never does. I picked up Emily Jeffeth's A Room Full of Bones, a Ruth Galloway mystery. I believe I saw what Victoria read. Do mention this in the vlog. I think she got it in a Christmas book. Oh man, I can't think. I'm saying calendar, but you know, advent calendar. And it sounded interesting. I know it's part of a series, but I believe she said it was okay to read as a one-off. And this one is Night Falls on Halloween Eve. The museum in King's Lynn is preparing for the annual event, the opening of a coffin excavated from the site of a medieval church. But when the archaeologist Dr. Ruth Galloway arrives to supervise, she finds that the museum curator lying dead beside it. I do like a bit of museum, I do like a bit of archaeologists. I do like, yes, I do like a crime book, so yes, hence bought that again, bought it off Vinted. Saw this, intrigued, The Library Thief. I'm not even going to try and butcher that author's name because we all know I'm terrible at them. Obviously, I feel that this is a book about something that's stolen from a library. Some secrets are too scandalous to conceal. Since they left Jamaica for England, Florence's father has tried to tame her. From hot combing her unruly hair to training her to act as the art of bookbinding. But when Florence brings scandal to his door, he throws her out onto the streets. Florence has nowhere to turn until her until she her father's commissioned to restore a private library. She talks her way into the remote, imposing Rose Hall. So she intercepts her father's commission. That sounds really good. Love books about books. I get a bit fumbly because I look at the time and don't like it too long, and then I get right. 19 steps. Love blooms in the darkness of days. Millie Bobby Brown, I believe that she has a ghostwriter or somebody helped her. I saw Emily from Novel Novels read this with Cats and Reviews, is it? And Brews, I can't remember her channel name, I must apologise. They've read that recently. It's a historical novel. It is set in the wartime. It's got lovely end pages. Yeah. So, oh crumbs, I can't even get the thing open. Despite raging war, 18-year-old Nellie lives a quiet life in the tight-knit East End community of Bethnal Green, and her family and friends all chase that she will marry raid warden Billy, the boy next door who always been sweet on her. Arrival of Ray, a handsome American airman. So yes, a bit of romance. Finally, I have got Ashes and Wildflowers by Erin Fay. This was a self-published book that the cards just fell out of. Beautiful end pages. She was selling it. She was selling these on TikTok. As I say, she's self-published. It's about fairies. There's a little envelope with it. You've got to reopen after you've read it. There was a bookmark came with it. I do believe she sold all these ones out. These all sold out, like I say, because she self-published them and she obviously only had so many printed. And so I'm looking forward to that. I actually saw Danny from Danny's Book World talk about this on TikTok, which hence I try to get a copy. She did have, I'll try and link this girl's TikTok because she might sell some more if she gets some more in. So I'm going to give that a go. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is now nearly 23 minutes long. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done so already, do consider pressing that button. It costs you nothing. Comment down below if you've read any of these books. Please, no spoilers for anybody who hasn't, including myself. And give me a like, give me a thumbs up. You know the rigmarole. As I say, take care. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have got to the end of it and cannot think of anything to say, please do give me maybe a key emoji or a lock emoji, and I will see you shortly in another video. Thank you for watching. Bye.